All right, hello everybody. My name is Dalton Rellinger, and welcome back to Let's Roleplay Sailwind. This is the Tea Merchant series. Excuse me. In the previous episode, we came here to Happy Bay with a full load of all kinds of stuff. We got mostly tea and green tobacco, gems, and uh, rum. And what is up with my throat today? For crying out loud. And we also bought this sculpture whenever we got here to Happy Bay. So, the rest of the stuff is going up to Fort Ason, which is a place we haven't been to yet in this entire playthrough. So let's go ahead and just get underway, shall we? The nice thing is we don't have to worry so much about a time limit anymore. We can pretty much just go as we please. I want to kind of get my bearings here first, though, so that way is north. Okay, so the wind is going to be blowing in a very favorable direction for us, which is fine by me. Let's go ahead and just get the sail facing the right direction here. I could probably just go ahead and lower you. I did just get done eating, so that might be what's up with my throat right now. And I also took my kayak out for a couple hours today. We had some pretty decent weather, so I decided, you know what? Why the heck not? I want to take my kayak out and have a bit of fun. And right now, I'm definitely feeling the after effects of it. If you want a gym workout, but without the gym, a kayak would not be a bad investment. Alright, let's go ahead and grab our compass again. So I believe we want to be heading basically just directly to the northwest. Perhaps north by northwest, but for right now, let's just stick with yeah, we'll stick with that. Then let's take a little look-see here. Yeah, I think that should work just fine. So long as we can see Mount Malefic off in the distance at some point, I'll be happy. I hate it when the sails do that. It just bugs me. There we go, that's better. Alright. So, I don't know if I'm going to get there in this episode. It's 10 past 6, so there's a chance we can get there in this episode, but I don't know. Well, it'll be this episode regardless, but in the sitting, I don't know. Let's go ahead and turn our port and starboard side lights on. How am I doing for... Okay, I should probably get something to drink and eat. Works for me. And then, yeah, we'll just... Now, hopefully it turns night before too long, because my fatigue is pretty low at the moment. Though I don't think it's going to be turning night anytime soon. That's unfortunate, but hey, at least we're heading to somewhere new in this playthrough. I mean, it's nowhere near, nowhere new for the channel, but I like to think that there's at least some people who are watching this basically blind, so for those of you who are watching this blind, we're going somewhere new, so enjoy that fact for what it is. And I don't have a map of Aestrin yet, so let's just go ahead and bring you down to here. Yeah, it's not terrible. Ah, there it is. Okay, where's my broom? Let's kind of clean the cargo hold since we can kind of get down there now. Oh, yeah. Very satisfying right there. All right. Suppose that's probably going to be about as good as it gets. Might as well clean off the cabin while we're here. Yes, I know, I'm getting tired. Oh. Oh no! Our jib sail isn't getting any wind, so it's just kind of hanging around uselessly. It's kind of unfortunate, but oh, looks like it's trying to get some wind. It just can't because of the sail, so I might as well just roll you up. You're not really going to be much help for right now. All right, well, we are leaving Happy Bay behind once again. And this time we're heading up way north. I tell you what would actually be kind of a fun journey would be going from Fort Ason all the way down to the Firefish Lagoon, bypassing like all of the other regions. Because I could just get over to Mount Malefic, or at least go like straight down to longitude 3. I might have to do that. That might be what we do next. I like the Firefish Lagoon. I really do. It is by far the coolest area in the game. It's small, admittedly, but it's a much bigger challenge than the other archipelagos. There's just so many like winding corridors and shallow areas that you have to be very mindful of. It's just it's a joy to sail there. It really is. All right, good morning, everybody. This is day 2 of our venture from Happy Bay. I suppose technically it would be day 1. See if we can see Happy Bay in the distance behind us. Probably can't. If we can, it's probably just a little speck on the horizon. I see nothing. Alright, so with Happy Bay behind us, we are still heading in vaguely the right direction. I'm going to turn a bit more northward. Going to have the steering wheel facing a bit more to the starboard side there. Looks like everything is still as it should be as far as the cargo goes. I should probably mention that I did go through my first barrel of water. So there is that, and we're not far away from going through our first crate of salmon. Still have 3 left. But I have 15 drinks of water here in these bottles. I think I just went through 2 right there by accident. And for the most part, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Nothing to worry about so far. Oh, hello. I do believe... Yep. Sure enough, Mount Malefic. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. There is a giant mountain on the horizon. Unfortunately, the wind is kind of not very favorable to us right now, but we can fix that later on. You know, I've come to realize this episode is only like 12 minutes so far. Maybe I should kind of record a little bit and show you guys, like, what's going on. I mean, right now, it's just, you know, open ocean. We're kind of in some rough seas right now, but I think maybe what I should do is I should bring the sails in just a touch. Nothing too crazy, but something kind of like that. Yeah. And then I think the black sail's fine. The thing about Mount Malefic is it is absolutely huge. You can see this freaking mountain from forever away, which is very useful because otherwise it'd be finding Aestrin would probably be an absolute pain in the ass, but we're pretty much heading straight for it. And for anybody who's new, the thing about Aestrin is the wind changes like constantly, or it's supposed to change constantly. I've personally never really had too much of an issue sailing in this region, but things can change, I suppose. And this anchor is constantly flopping around up here. Imagine being, like, that's how you're taken out. It's just like some anchor just flops up on deck and just, like, hits you right square in the face. And then whenever you die and you, like, go to heaven and you meet your family or whatever, and everybody's asking you, like, so how did you die? I got whacked in the face by an anchor. Not the most glorious of deaths, I suppose, but, you know, I suppose in hindsight it'd be kind of funny. Not, like, real funny, but, I mean, for the people that are still, like, down on Earth, you know, it's absolute horrible tragedy, but I don't know if it were me and I just kind of like I was sitting up there and I just kind of like realizing like what had happened. I'd probably be laughing my ass off. I'm not gonna lie. Just so I'm sitting at the very bow of the ship, and the anchor just comes up and just whacks me like just square in the face, and it sends me flying backwards across the deck. And just I honestly don't know how I would react to that. I'd probably be laughing my ass off, but still. So for reference, we started this at just after 6 o'clock. It is now 7:30. And Mount Malefic is just now on the horizon. So with a good wind, it might actually take 3 hours. To actually get from Happy Bay to Fort Aestrin. Because even though, you know, we can see Mount Malefic off in the distance, the mountain is so big that it kind of gives the illusion like, hey, we're closing in on it, which is true. We are closing in on it. You know, it is in visual range. But the thing is, like, you're only really seeing, like, the very top of it. Like, you're only seeing, like, the upper half of it. Right now, the wind's kind of blowing us off course a little bit. There we go. Probably released you a little bit too. There we go. In hindsight, I suppose it probably wouldn't have been a bad thing to take the missions that were going to Mount Malefic, but I kind of want to just get to Fort Aestrin and look at all the upgrades that we have for this particular ship. I do like the water here, though. I think this is probably my favorite water shade in the entire game. Like, here you've got, like, the... What would you call this? Just regular blue water, I suppose. And then in the Emerald Archipelago, you've got the green water. Then at Aulonk, you've got, like, the bright, crystal blue-looking water. I probably would go with this as my favorite, then Aulonk as my second, then the Emerald Archipelago as my third. Well, maybe by tomorrow we'll actually... I don't think we're going to be at Mount Malefic tomorrow, but we'll probably be getting pretty dang close. Well, it's definitely safe to say we got closer while I was sleeping. That brought me all the way back up to full fatigue, though. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen. But by tomorrow morning, we'll probably be seeing the entire bit of Mount Malefic. Like, we'll probably be like right up next to it. It's just so cool to watch the islands get bigger and bigger and bigger as you get closer to them. But Mount Malefic is just massive. And you can, I think that is Fort Ason itself in the distance. You can just kind of make it out behind that wave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Fort Aestrin right there. Might be Sunspire, but I don't think so. It's not in the right area for it to be Sunspire. Sunspire would be like directly behind Mount Malefic. Let's turn the light on. Alright. That's kind of the nice thing about journeying from the Emerald Dragons, or the Emerald Dragons, the Emerald Archipelago to Aestrin and vice versa is they're not very hard to find, even without navigational tools. Bare minimum, I'd still, suggest you have a quadrant with you, so just in case you do get off track, you can look at the stars and kind of determine where you need to be. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Well, I wasn't terribly far off in my prediction. I was expecting to be, like, right up next to Mount Malefic, but I wasn't miles off. It's still further away than it looks. It's like I said, this mountain is just absolutely huge. And I believe whenever you're on the island and you look up at the crater, you can actually see, like, smoke coming out of it. I think. And yes, I said crater. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a volcano. A very, very, very big volcano, but, Let's see, so... Actually, that might be Sunspire. That may very possibly be Sunspire. In fact, actually, I think it is. It's gotta be. Because I can't think of any other island that has that kind of rock formation, which means that is probably Fort Aestrin itself. Oh, wow, that's already almost 8 o'clock. Or it's actually past 8 o'clock. And making these open ocean crossings is just so much easier in these bigger capital ships. I remember trying to do this in the Dow, and it wasn't like the game's fault that it took so long. It was really my own incompetence. But it was also like really late at night whenever I was sailing into here. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning by the time that I got to Mount Malefic, and I started at like 6 in the evening or something. I remember it just took for freaking ever. Anyway, I'll see you guys whenever we get closer to Mount Malefic and we get a better view of it. Alright, we are literally just right up next to it. Somehow it seems shorter. Is that just my imagination, or does it actually seem shorter? Oh, there we go. The crater was hiding in the clouds. That would definitely explain it. Alright, so there's the town over there. Sunspire. That's Fort Aestrin. And then the other islands would be presumably hiding in the fog. We can find Siren Song pretty easily. Eastwind might be a bit of a bigger challenge, though. I must be thinking of a different game, actually. It might be Rome Total War that I'm thinking of. Whenever you're fighting on the slopes of volcanoes on the map, like there's actually smoke rising up from the craters. I could have swore I saw smoke in this game, though, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Unless it only happens whenever you're on the island. That might be the case. Who knows? Where's the broom? Let's do some chores real quick. Get the ship looking nice and clean for whenever we arrive at Fort Aestrin. There's actually somebody in the Steam discussion pages that posted a really intriguing and long post, like saying like everything that he wanted to see in the game, and you know, for the most part, I completely agreed with him. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. My allergies have been kind of acting up lately. I mean, spring is definitely on the way. Ugh. I definitely prefer winter. Okay. Come on. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to call that good enough. All right, well, we are officially in the Aestrin region now, because we are past Mount Malefic, which means we need to start turning in this sort of a direction. And maybe... I think the sails are fine. Might turn this one out a bit more, though. Now, part of me wants to say Aestrin has some better Latin sails than All-Lonk does, but the only way to figure that out is by going to the dockyard up here at Fort Aestrin anyway, so we'll be figuring that out soon enough. Alrighty, folks, here we are. This would be Fort Aestrin. I don't know how our character would actually know that, but speaking from experience, I know for a fact that this is Fort Aestrin. I mean, I suppose, you know, the whole fact that the place looks like a fort might kind of give it away that this is Fort Aestrin. Okay, I'm just gonna aim like straight for the dockyard, I think. I'm not gonna bother pulling around to the side. We don't have a huge amount of cargo with us. And I'm probably just going to unload off screen and just kind of sell the cargo, like, all in rapid succession whenever I bring you guys back. Can I actually pull it? Yes, I can. All right. I think we should have enough momentum to bring us the rest of the way in. If not, I can probably just lower down the mainsail again. So yes, welcome to Fort Aestrin, everybody. Probably, I mean, it's impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's probably my least favorite of the capital cities. You'll see why whenever we get to the market district. I mean, it's cool, you know, I'm not trying to diss the amount of effort that Raw Lion put into the place. It just doesn't seem like as well thought out as Gold Rock City or the Dragon Cliffs, at least as far as my opinion goes. Alright, let's put you there. And then we can put you over here. Very good. There we go. Alright, let's just start unloading all of this nonsense. I've also got some empty boxes and barrels and things that I need to sell, so I'll probably be doing that off screen as well. Another beautiful sunrise in Sailwind. The sunrises are absolutely beautiful in this game. Not the best I've seen in video games, but they're not bad. It has to be said. They are not bad at all. Anyway, I have one more crate of tea I need to get. This being it. Let's go ahead and bring this thing over here. Let's drop that off. And where is... There it is. All right. So that brings us up to... Holy crap, 26,000 Aestrin crowns. Good God Almighty. But we're not done yet. We have a sculpture to sell too. Alright, so that brings us up to almost 33 grand. We can probably do quite a bit of maintenance with the ship, but we're still not quite done yet. We still have a couple of boxes and a barrel to sell. Although the merchants aren't out yet. Actually, this kind of gives me a chance to kind of talk about why Fort Ason isn't really my favorite of the ports, because it's just like, it's so linear. Let's wait for the merchants to actually spawn in, then we can talk about it a little bit. Okay, so the merchants have all spawned in, and this is kind of the reason why this is my least favorite market in the game, is because all the merchants are just here in a line. Might as well have some breakfast while I'm here. Yeah, see, if you just run in like one big circle, the merchants are all just kind of lined up. Just kind of a neat order. Come here. You don't sell for much, but it's better than nothing. So that brings us up to 32,825. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why this is my least favorite market in the game. It's just everything is just so linear here. Whereas the other markets, everything's just kind of spread around. Like they feel like actual cities. Anyway, let's go over here and let's have a little look-see at what kind of customization we can do with the sandbuck. All right. Might as well just remove the sails, I suppose. Let's have a long bow sprint. Maybe not a top mast, though, but move the main mast here. Okay, let's have... Oh, that's the wrong thing. I was about to say, like, what the... Why could I not put any stray sails up there? Okay, so... That's going to be too big, isn't it? Maybe not. The 14 should definitely work, I think. Ooh, what does the blue sail look like? I don't know if I like that or not. This is going to be expensive, though. I'm doing the wrong thing. Sails, square. Okay, the wide square works. A 26-yard lateen. Good grief. Okay, but... Oops. That was the wrong thing, dang it. One of the 14, there we go. What about the 15-yarder? I mean, it's not terrible. I think I'd still prefer to have the 26. There we go. I could technically put another sail on this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one up. Add sail. Let's get a... maybe a short Genoa? No. Small Genoa? No. Clicked on the wrong thing. Small jib, maybe? No. Tiny jib? Well, it works. And what about you? I could still technically put another 2 sails on there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, I'm kind of nervous about making this purchase, I'm not going to lie. Part of me wants to. You know what? I'll let you guys in the comment section let me know if this is a very good configuration or not. Because I don't want to spend almost $7 grand on something that's not going to be a very good choice. But look at that. I don't like that. I will say that. I don't like the look of that. That right there might be what ultimately just kills this whole thing for me. I can't have things like clipping through the roof. That's personal taste and all that, but I just can't do it. You know what? I think for now, this might just be what I go for. Add in a lot of, add in a lot of extra stray sails and this little square sail up front. This should get us flying through the water pretty quickly, so I'm just going to go and accept that. Oops. And I think next time, what I need to do is I need to take a little look-see at what goods are good to take back to the Dragon Cliffs. Or perhaps even just trade around a little bit. I mean, it would make sense to you know, go onto a Little sightseeing tour, if nothing else. It's a new archipelago after all. Our character hasn't been here before. He'd probably be kind of curious about the land and what it has to offer. Although, to be fair, he did not go and explore around on Alok as much. Alright, let's go to the trader and see what all we can take back. Trade books. Okay, so no one wants grain. Happy Bay pays at least something. What about medicine? Nope, nobody wants medicine. Seafood? Eastwind might be a potential buyer. What about goods? Oh, Happy Bay. Happy Bay could use some goods. Oasis could use some goods too. Ooh, and Firefish Town. Okay, keep... Okay. Ona wants, some books. Tools? Ooh. I don't want to go to Gold Rock City, though. I have done that journey in the past. Getting from Aestrin down to Alonk is an absolute pain in the butt to do. But could take some tools down to Firefish Lagoon. Sina especially. Mead? I really don't want to transport tobacco if I can avoid it. I've transported so much freaking tobacco, I want to do something new. Oh, nails. Okay. Kika Bay, which I think is where the upgrade port is. They could use some nails. Leather? Nope, nobody wants leather. Okay. Happy Bay could use some nails as well. Sage Hills is importing nails, interestingly enough. Okay. What about tools? Oh. Okay, Sage Hills really wants tools. Right, well, you know what? I will plan this out off screen, and I'll see you guys next time. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing, because I will have more on the way. And I'll just see you guys next time. So until then, God bless, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!